Hi, in this video, I am going to show how we can display the data from ACF relationship field and repeater field in GreenShift. In my local environment, I have advanced custom field pro version and which is needed for the repeaters and repeaters. Okay, and GreenShift plugin. Also, I'm going to have a GreenShift query add-on because then only we could fetch the custom field data from the advanced custom field and display that in the builder. Okay, let me activate the query add-on as well. Okay, now it is activated. Another thing is I have installed the GreenShift theme. Okay, just for the UI purpose. We could use any block theme, but I use the GreenShift. Okay, and okay, here for the scope of this tutorial, I'm going to create two custom post types. One is a course and another is a lesson, and there will be a relationship between them. The course will have multiple lessons, so the course post type will have a relationship field that will be connected with the lessons. Okay, and the lessons will have these fields: duration as a text field, and the sections, which will be a repeater field with the subfields such as title, description, and images. We will see how we can connect course and lessons and how we can display the lesson's name on the course page, as well as see once when we on the lesson page how we can see the sessions of the lesson data in the in the lesson page. Okay, for this, let us create the post type first. I'm going to use the ACF post type option. Okay, and let us create the courses. Okay, courses, post type, that will be the course, and yeah, that's it. Let's create that. And let's create the another post type for lesson. Lessons, that will be lessons, plural form, and lesson. That's it. Let's save that. Okay, now we have created the two post types, and let's create the field group that are needed for them. Let's create the course fields. That will be a relationship field. Okay, course fields. Let us name it like that. And this will be a relationship field. Okay, and that will let us name it as lessons course. For the field name, I am going to name it as course underscore lessons, and it will be a lessons, and I like to display only the published lessons in the options. Okay, yeah, and the format, the written format is most important. I tried it with the post ID as a written format. It doesn't work in the GreenShift editor, so it is better to use the post object. Okay, and finally, let us assign this field group to the lesson. Oh, sorry, the course. Okay. Okay. Now we have created the fields that are needed for the course post type. Let us create the fields for the lessons. Lessons fields. And here, first field will be a duration. So I'm going to create this as a lesson duration. Okay. Then next one will be the repeater. And it will be, let us name it as sessions. And here, set the field name as lesson underscore session and create the subfields. Title, this will be a text field, and description, which will be a text area field. We can select this what you see what you get editor, and which will be yeah, this is a description field, and the final field will be a image field. Okay, which will be a thumbnail. Okay, let us name this as a thumbnail for the sessions. Okay. Yeah, let me select the written format as image URL. Okay, and finally assign this field group to the lessons. Okay. Okay. Now we have created the field groups also. Let us create the lessons. Okay. For this, I'm going to create considering I am going to consider that I'm going to create a Figma course. That will be the course, and lessons will have some of the lessons under the Figma course. Okay, so let us create the lessons first. Okay, let us create the lesson. And for the Figma course, what will be the first lessons? It will be a get started, right? Just a demo for the demo purpose. I'm going to create. Okay, I'm not a UI developer, UI designer, so I don't know much about you know the about those part of lessons that will come under the Figma. Okay, okay. Get started, and the duration will be let's make it as 20 minutes. Okay, and here session. Let's create this as what is Figma. Let's see introduction about Figma in this course, and the Figma description as a description. Okay, and here the thumbnail. I'm going to use image that I have downloaded from Unsplash. Okay, okay. I have created this section. I'm going to add another section, and which will be a difference between your UI and the UX experience. Okay, user experience, UX intro. And again, this is just for the demo purpose. I'm going to create, I'm creating these lessons. And in normal real course, there will be a lot of things. Okay. Okay. Now I have created one lesson. Let's publish that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We have created that one lesson. Another lesson. Let us create another lesson. And let us name this as what is wireframe. So when we create Figma's design, usually we will have wireframe design, right? Okay. Duration is, let me set it, duration as 35 minutes. And here for the sessions, title, I'm going to have same thing. What is wireframe? And wireframe intro as a description. And here for the image, I'm going to use this image, just a dummy image. Okay. 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 Now I have created two lessons, which I'm going to assign to a course, that is Figma course, which I am going to create. Okay. Here I'm going to create a new course, which will be a UI design with Figma. This is the course which I'm going to create. Okay. And you can see in the relationship field, we can see all the lessons that I have created so far. And I'm going to assign this to this lesson. Okay. I have assigned the get starter and what is wireframe to this lesson, to this course. Okay. And publish that. Okay, if I see this course, I won't see that. Just see the title. I won't see the lessons that are attached to this because we are yet to create, display this. Okay, so how we can do that? Let's go to the editor section of the website, and we are going to create a template for the course post type. Okay, so that only we can uh, display the data within this course. Okay. Okay, you can see I'm going to add template, and I'm going to select single item course. This is the template which we need to custom template for our custom post type. Okay, this template will assign to all the course, so I'm going to select this one. Okay, it asks me whether do you like to choose any pattern. No, I'm going to skip that. And here under here, I'm going to add the header that we have, header and the footer. Okay, and between them, I'm going to add a section, which I'm going to use GreenShift section element. And here I'm going to add a div. Okay, let me add a div here itself, div element, and which will be a title of this course, right? Okay, how we can, let me add another div. And here in this div, I'm going to change that div tag to h1 and make this as a text and make this as a dynamic option, and it will be a post data and which is a current one, and this will be a course because we are displaying the course data, and this is the title. I select this title. If you see this and see this, we see our header and our custom template that we have created here, and with the name. Just I realized that I have a typo here. Okay, let me correct that. Designing, designing, and let's see this. Okay, let's add the course lessons, right? Okay, for that I'm going to select the content area and select the div element. Within that, I'm going to display the lessons. Okay, and I'm going to add another div and change the tag to h2 and text to content to text, and this will be a lessons. Okay, and here I'm going to add a div which will hold the lessons. Okay, and here within that I'm going to add a repeater builder. Okay, here I have selected repeater builder, and here we have to do few things. First one is to select the post type, which we like to show, display the from which post type we are going to display the data on the repeater field. I'm going to select the course, okay, and select the field which we like to select. I'm going to select the course underscore lesson. Remember, we have this as a field name in the ACF field. If you like, I can show that to you as well. Here under the field group, here you can see course lessons. That is what we have selected here. Here, okay, and which will be we have to select relationship post object. Okay, this is most important. Okay, and here in the builder, I'm going to select this one, edit option. Okay, and change this value, change this dynamic text to post title. You can see now we can see the get started lesson name here directly. And the image field, we don't have we don't have future image on the lessons, so we don't need this dynamic image. But if in case we have a future image, we can directly assign this. Okay, here repeat and then thumbnail URL. If you assign that directly, it will display the future image of the particular lesson. Okay, since we don't have, I'm going to remove this. Okay, and let us save this and see how it looks. Okay, let's look. Let's see. Can see get started and what is wireframe is displaying under the lessons. Okay, let's format this. Of course, I'm not going to add styles to this, but I'm going to change assign certain layout style to this. Okay. Okay, here in the builder, let's let the grid column as a 1. Okay, and here in the dynamic field, uh, I like to show one thing. In addition to dynamic title, we could add another, we could display this title in different way. For example, using meta getter. Okay, let's select this one. Let's select the repeater builder and select the plus icon. Here, if you search for meta getter, that is the option that will provide the dynamic, using this widgets, we could fetch the custom field data directly here. Okay. Okay. Here, I'm going to select this one and I'm going to select the repeater and I'm going to select title. Using this, you can see, I can select that title, get started, a post title of the lessons directly here using meta getter. This is the dynamic way, and this field comes with the repeater builder itself. In case if you want, we can use this. Otherwise, we can use meta getter to display whatever data that are present on the lesson post type here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just display the post title. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to, I like to link this title to the lessons. Okay, how can I do that? I need I'm going to add a div. Okay, and I'm going to put this metadata to under the div, and in the div I'm going to change that into hyperlink, and this will be a dynamic element, and here repeater. In this, I'm going to select the permalink. Okay. And since we don't need the dynamic title because I have already displayed the same get started the lesson titles directly using metagetter, I'm going to remove this. Okay. And save this. And let's see how it is displaying on the front end. Here it is. It is displaying I mean properly with in the in each rows. Okay, if I click here, let me open that in new tab. I can see the lesson get started. Okay, of course we have to assign we have to create a lesson post template and assign the display the values as the repeated values here. Okay, for now we can see the it is linked to the get started and wireframe lessons. Okay, this is how we can display the relationship field data using GreenShift. Okay. Okay. Of course, we could improve this layout. Okay. This is very, very raw layout, which for the sake of this tutorial, I have only I haven't applied any styles to this, but we can improve it, as per our design. Okay. Okay. Let's create the template for the lessons. How we can do that? Let's go to the template that we have single item course. Let's click this WordPress icon and add template. And this time I'm going to select single item lesson and it will be assigned for the all lessons. Okay. As usual, I'm going to skip the default button import option. And here I'm going to select the header and the footer and the between that I'm going to add a section which will be the GreenShift green light elements, one of the green light element. Okay, and here let's add a div and which will hold the title heading of that lesson. So within that div, I'm going to add another div, and it will be a h1, and it will be a normal text, and it will be a dynamic data and the post data and the title. This will be a lesson. So I'm going to select lesson and title. Okay. Let's see how it is displaying. Okay. Now it's displaying the title correctly as per our template. Okay. As per our custom template. Okay. Let's create another div which will hold the dynamic data that we have in our lessons. Okay, in this div, I'm going to have another div that will have a duration values. Okay, here I'm going to add another div, two divs. One is for the label, another one is for the duration value. Okay, let's name this as a label, and let's name this as a tag of text, and this one also will be a tag of text. But okay, here on the this one will be a label. Okay, that's duration, and this one will be a also a text, but it will be a dynamic one, and it will have the custom field values, I think. Yeah. Mm, current one, and the post type is lesson, and here we can select the lesson underscore duration field values. Okay, now you can see it is aligned. It is aligning displaying per row. So let's add a class to this, and format this little bit. What I'm going to do means I'm going to click this one and assign this as lesson info. Okay, and name this as a local class, and here lesson. Okay, lesson label, info label, and name it as a local class, and this is lesson value, and name it as a local class. Okay, now here I'm going to select this lesson info class and make it as a flexbox. That's it. It will automatically align it as per the settings here. Okay, and align it items, and align the content in. Also, I'm going to add a gap. Okay, I think now it's fine. Of course, I could add, I can style this even further, but for the scope of tutorial, just I'm going to give a, normal layout. Okay, in this duration label, I'm going to make this as a bold. How can I make this as a bold here? Okay, let's see. Let's save and see how it is displaying on the front end. Yeah, great. Now it's more of it's good. Okay, and here dynamic value, and we can say this as minutes, and you can see it is displaying fine. Okay, and let's create the repeater field here. Div, let's put a div here. Then how we can do that? Okay, let's also we assign the same lesson info class to this one, and here under this div, I'm going to add another div, and this div will be a heading, H3 heading, and it will be a text, and I'm going to say this as a sections. Okay, and it will hold the. I will have another. Okay, I will have another div within this one. Okay, oh, once I assign this value, it is, assign this class, it is displaying the flex effect here. Okay, I don't want that because I like to show the decision on the one line, and remaining those title, description, and the image in the, below that. So I don't want that. Okay, I'm going to remove this and add a new class, lesson sessions. Okay. Okay, and this will be our repeater hold wrapper. So I'm going to name this as sessions text wrapper. No, let me name it as info wrap. Okay, and let us add the repeater builder here. Okay, and as usual, it will display the default template. And here we have to see which post type we like to display. In this case, I'm going to select the lesson, and here in this repeater, I'm going to select the repeater. Where is this lesson section? I select this lesson section repeater. Okay, and it's a repeater field, and we like to show it in one column. Okay, and here under the title and image, we can in this dynamic image we can display the where is that, we can display the this value. Let's go to the field group, and here we can display the thumbnail. Okay, so let's select the thumbnail here. How we can do that? Select repeater field, and once you select the repeater field, it will automatically show the what are the subfields that are present on the repeaters field. So I'm going to select thumbnail. You can see straight away display the thumbnail, and we could assign the classes to this, and I'm going to assign thumb. Okay, and it will be a local image, and here, and once I select this, and we can set this maximum width of 200. Okay, and here we like to display the uh, title and description, you know, next to that. So I'm going to, add a div within that. How we can add the div? We have to select the repeater builder and select the edit icon. Then only we can change the inner layout. Okay. And here, once you click it, it will show this edit option. Going to add a div. Also, I forgot to add a wrapper to this div dynamic element, dynamic image element. Okay. So I'm going to select this. And here, I'm going to add another div. Okay. Okay, I'm going to delete this dynamic title. Okay, now we have two div. One is wrapping the image. Okay, and for the image, I'm going to select and set to under. And for this one, I'm going to have uh, I'm going to have the text field. I'm going to have a div, create a div for the text field and another for the text description. Okay, so now I have created two divs, and this one also fine. I think I need another wrapper that will cover these two divs. Okay, let's create this and put all this within this div. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure why whenever if I put the element within that div, the styles that I have applied is not applied to that. Okay, okay. Let's create this. Let's assign the 200 pixel width for this again. And for this, let's change this as a H4. Okay. And make this as a text. And it will be a dynamic value. And it will be a repeater. And here, in this case, I'm going to select title. That's it. And this will be a paragraph tag. I'm going to change this as a paragraph tag. And this will be text, and it will be a dynamic value, and also it's a repeater field, and here we are going to select this description. That's it. Now you can see what is wireframe and wireframe intro, that description is displaying dynamically. let's format this. Okay, how we can do that? Let's add a class to this session. Okay, lesson session. What we can say? Wrap. Okay, okay. And for this, I'm going to assign a flexbox. Straight away, displaying fine now. I'm going to add a gap of 20 pixel. Okay, and yeah, and it will be a under percentage. Okay, and by default, this the paragraph tag has some margin top and margin bottom. So I'm going to assign a value. I am going to assign a class to that, uh, and override that. How can I override this? This is the image wrapper, right? Okay, okay. Okay. For the image session, lesson session image wrapper. Okay. Even though I'm not assigning any class to this, just I add the I'm not going to add any styles to that. Just I am adding the class to make sure that I correctly format them. Okay. Then here this will be a text wrapper, and this will be a heading. You can see local class session heading, and this will be the text. Okay, now we could add styles to do any of these elements and display them as per our design. Okay, and let's uh, let's select this one text, and I think okay, where is this? Okay, here I think I have to say 0 and 0 for the padding. Okay, and for the heading, okay, let's see on the front end how it is looking. You can see it is playing fine now. Okay, we could add class to this lesson lessons content. Okay, something like that, and set this as a local class, and here for this we can set a maximum sorry, not margin, padding 100, padding bottom, so we can have a good gap here. And let's refresh this. It is not applying. Okay, maybe this yeah, the styling is not styling is applying here. Okay, that the root class styling is applying here. What we can do to override this one, I'm going to assign a priority to this. Okay, so I am going to give a priority to this by clicking this one, and now our padding, custom padding is applied. Okay, now you can see for the lesson get started, we can have duration and sections. Okay, let's go to the course, and here on the course, we click wireframe. Let's see wireframe also on the wireframe lesson. We can see the duration and the sessions what we have entered on the ACF field is displaying. Okay, this is how we could display the relationship field and repeater field values in GreenShift. Okay, of course, I just test the tip of those options, but there is a lot of deep options are the deep configuration also there. For example, dynamic tabs, dynamic accordions using AC fields. If in case if you guys want to see how we can implement those things, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to create a video regarding this. If you like my video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. So it means a lot for me, and it encourages me to create more videos in green shapes. Thank you, guys.